Amelia Earhart. Her name whispers of adventure, it speaks of courage. She was more than just a pilot, she became a legend, a symbol of what humanity can achieve. When we look up, we sometimes think of her, gazing into the vast, endless blue. She dared to explore that unknown. She was a true pathfinder. Pushing boundaries was her very essence. Her story is one of ambition. It is a story of daring, and it is a story of profound mystery. Her childhood was not ordinary. It was filled with spirited exploits. Young Amelia was known for her adventurous heart. She climbed trees with a fearless grin. She hunted rats with a self-made rifle. She collected insects and unusual creatures. This was not a girl content with sitting still. She felt a constant pull towards the unconventional, the exciting. Her early life was a canvas, painted with bold strokes of curiosity. This curiosity would one day lead her to the clouds. It shaped the woman she was destined to become. The moment that changed everything came at an air show. It was 1920. She was just a young woman then. A pilot offered her a 10-minute plane ride. As the biplane lifted off the ground, something ignited within her. The earth fell away beneath her. The world looked different from above. She knew with absolute certainty what she had to do. "I knew I had to fly," she later said. That single flight was not just a ride, it was a revelation. It was the beginning of an epic journey. Learning to fly was her next great adventure. It was not easy for a woman in those days. Aviation was a man's world. She took on odd jobs to save money for lessons. She worked tirelessly, driven by her newfound passion. She bought a bright yellow biplane. She called it the Canary. It was her first true love. She spent hours in the air, honing her skills, feeling the wind. She was mastering the machine, but more than that, she was mastering her own destiny. Her determination was unbreakable. Amelia Earhart did not just fly, she soared into history. Her ambition was as vast as the skies she navigated. She began to set records, records for altitude, records for speed. Each achievement was a testament to her skill. Each flight pushed the boundaries further. She was not content to be just another pilot. She aimed to be the best, to show the world what was possible, especially what was possible for a woman. She became a beacon of inspiration. Her name became synonymous with daring aerial feats. In 1932, she faced her greatest challenge yet, the vast, unpredictable Atlantic Ocean. 5 years after Lindbergh, she would fly it solo. No woman had ever done this. Many said it was impossible, too dangerous, too reckless. She took off from Newfoundland, her small Lockheed Vega battling icy conditions. She faced strong winds and mechanical problems. For nearly 15 grueling hours she flew, alone against the elements. She landed in a farmer's field in Ireland. Not her intended destination, Paris, but a monumental success nonetheless. She had conquered the Atlantic. This flight catapulted her to global fame. She was more than an aviator now. She was a hero, a symbol of courage and female empowerment. She used her platform wisely. She championed women's rights. She encouraged women to pursue their dreams, especially in fields dominated by men, like aviation, like science, like engineering. She wrote books about her experiences. She lectured across the country. Her message was clear. Women could achieve anything they set their minds to. She lived that message every single day. Her voice resonated with millions. Her accomplishments continued to pile up. She was the first person to fly solo from Hawaii to California, a dangerous and demanding route over the Pacific. She set speed records for transcontinental flights. She was constantly seeking the next challenge, the next frontier to explore. She was not just collecting records for personal glory. She saw each flight as a step forward for aviation, for technology, and for human potential. Her work with Purdue University as a technical advisor further cemented her role. She was helping to shape the future of flight. The ultimate adventure called to Amelia. A flight around the entire world, circling the globe at its widest point, the equator. It was an audacious dream, a journey of nearly 29,000 miles. No one had ever completed such a flight. This was to be her magnum opus, her final great pioneering effort. She envisioned it as a testament to modern aviation and to the enduring spirit of exploration. The world watched with bated breath. Could she truly achieve this monumental feat? The planning was meticulous, the stakes incredibly high. Her first attempt in March 1937 ended prematurely. A runway crash in Hawaii damaged her Lockheed Electra 10E. It was a significant setback, but Amelia was not one to be easily deterred. She possessed an iron will. The plane was repaired. She replanned her route, this time flying west to east. She assembled her crew, chief among them navigator Fred Noonan. They were ready to face the immense challenge once more. The dream was still alive. The call of the horizon was too strong to ignore. The world flight was back on track. The second attempt began on June 1st, 1937. From Miami, Florida, they flew across the Caribbean, over South America, across the vast Atlantic to Africa, then over the deserts of Arabia, through India, across Southeast Asia. Leg by leg, they conquered the miles. They faced monsoons and mechanical issues, but they pressed on relentlessly. By late June, they had completed over 2/3 of their journey. They reached Lae, New Guinea. Only 7,000 miles remained. The most dangerous part lay ahead, the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean. On July 2nd, 1937, Earhart and Noonan departed Lae. Their destination was Howland Island, a tiny speck of land in the immense Pacific. It was a grueling 18-hour flight. The US Coast Guard cutter Itasca waited near Howland, ready to guide them in. Radio communications were sporadic. Amelia reported cloudy weather. They believed they were close. Then her transmissions grew faint. "We are running on line north and south," she radioed. Then silence. An eerie, unending silence. The plane and its 2 occupants had vanished. The disappearance triggered one of the largest searches in history. The US Navy and Coast Guard scoured the Pacific. They searched for weeks, covering hundreds of thousands of square miles, but no trace of Amelia's Electra was found, not a single piece of wreckage, not a sign of the Aviators. It was as if they had simply flown into oblivion. The world mourned, the mystery deepened. How could such a famous pilot on such a well-publicized flight vanish so completely? The lack of answers was agonizing. Numerous theories emerged over the decades. Each attempted to explain the inexplicable. The most common theory is that they ran out of fuel. They crashed and sank into the deep Pacific Ocean, lost forever beneath the waves. Another compelling theory, championed by the International Group for Historic Aircraft Recovery, TIGAR, suggests they may have landed on a remote uninhabited atoll then called Gardner Island, now Nikumaroro. Perhaps they survived for a time as castaways, sending out distress signals that were never pinpointed. The evidence remains tantalizing but inconclusive. Amelia Earhart's legacy, however, is not defined by her disappearance. It is defined by her life, by her achievements, by her indomitable spirit. She broke barriers in the sky, and she broke barriers on the ground for women everywhere. She showed that courage and determination know no gender. She inspired generations of women and men to dream bigger, to reach higher, to challenge the status quo. Her influence extends far beyond aviation. She remains an icon of fearless independence, a true American hero. The search for answers continues even today, nearly a century later. New technologies, renewed expeditions, driven by the hope of finally solving the mystery, of bringing closure to one of aviation's greatest enigmas. But even if her plane is never found, Amelia's story endures. It is a story of ambition, a story of bravery in the face of the unknown, a story that reminds us to chase our own horizons, to explore the world with open eyes and a courageous heart. Amelia Earhart flew into legend, and there her spirit continues to soar.